Once it says we're live, we're live. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Whiskey Untitled. I think we're live, so let me just uncork this bottle. Let me just grab a glass. It's been a long week. It's time. Oh, that's a nice and healthy pour. So we're going to enjoy it on the show today. We're going to be talking about stuff. It's the stuff that dreams are made out of. We're going to be talking about stuff. Correct. Stuff. Yeah, no, so this is because, how do I explain this? I didn't know what to pour today, and I was like, I didn't really celebrate Friday, but I didn't really celebrate with whiskey. Like, I find myself, when I celebrate, I just want to celebrate in silence, like sitting on the back porch. Maybe cigar, maybe not cigar. I just want to be alone and quiet. So I realized, like, I didn't celebrate. No, well, try being an introvert. It's actually really nice. It's my favorite place to be. I prefer it. So yeah, I realized I didn't celebrate with any whiskey, but today I was like, you know what, we'll celebrate with some whiskey. So here we go, a little PVW 23 because it's like literally one of my favorites. Pass the test, got more certified, more certifiable, whatever. Yeah, no, it's nice because we, instead of degrees, which are absolutely worthless in IT, you can go get certifications, which are actually worth money because you have to actually test your knowledge. Yeah. Yep. So move that pay scale was nice. Sorry, what are you, what are you sipping on? Hello, Rotary. Tawny Sandeman? Which board are you drinking? Oh, the wares? Yeah, no, Costco. Whenever Costco has it, it's cheap and it's good. Hello, Christian. Hello. Ooh, chocolate. Oh, wait, did you buy all like responsibly sourced single origin chocolate? How much did you spend? So did I. So did I. Like, when chocolate bars are like $15 a pop, and you know that the farmers are getting paid, you're like, how expensive is this gonna get?
My bad, guys. My bad. No, sorry. I've been drinking Bow Blair 90.
Oh, Charles is making literally no sound. Oh, the 1990
with a chocolate. Yeah, sorry. I guess I muted myself by accident.
Dang, we are like literally killing it for the good stuff tonight.
So caramel brittle with saffron.
It's a new format.
So yeah.
Ooh, it's saffron. That's interesting.
But yeah, no. Just trying something new. So Shay over at Chalk Coffee.
Chalk Coffee Wine.
Chalk Coffee Wine. There you go. So yeah, thank you so much for helping me spend my money.
If you guys, I mean, so in looking for responsibly sourced things, like I find myself buying like all American made clothes because they're expensive and they're made 100% in America, from cotton to buttons to everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like American Giant and a couple other brands. Is it expensive? Yes.
Yeah.
Is it worth it? Because the quality of the actual clothes seem to be better. That they're built to last a long time / forever. Yeah. Hopefully. So that's why I've been doing it. Hopefully, exactly. I don't think their tees are gonna last like that, but the hoodies definitely, like, they got famous for the $100 hoodie. But to me, it's a thing of like, I like the fact that it's all made in. Like, the quality of things made in America is always good. Like, look at, like, Hyundais are made in America. Toyota Camrys are made in America. This is one of the most reliable cars on the planet.
Well, they kind of have to be because of tax purposes, right? A lot of parts actually come from Japan. They get assembled here.
Some, but in terms of percentage of parts, so Toyota actually has deals with like GM to make parts here in America too. It's kind of weird how many parts are shared between car manufacturers.
Oh yeah.
But if we're talking
Says
about overall parts that are made here, like the Toyota Tundra is the number one American truck. Like most parts made here.
yeah.
Like even the engines are made here.
No.
So yeah,
Yeah,
it,
no,
it just depends on the manufacturer.
but it's interesting just trying to learn more about chocolate because I think was it like chocolate, cigars,
All right, Scotch
whiskey
fan,
kind
have a
of
good one.
all go together and yeah.
Yeah, but chocolate the same way, like responsibly sourced whiskey. It's more common for whiskey to be responsibly sourced only because like whiskey and spirits are much more about like traceability. So
Hmm.
that seems to be much more common. But in chocolate, when Shay broke down like some of the big name chocolate names and how they're using like child labor overseas, which I
Hmm.
have mixed opinions on child labor, but how they're using child labor overseas just to gather chocolate and not
Yeah.
paying farmers a good wage. I was like, that's kind of surprising. So I kind of looked into it and I was very shocked.
Yeah. No.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
so
a basically like a big. It was only a few chocolatiers like basically companies own most of the chocolate in the world. So
which I was surprised about. But yeah, I mean, I just didn't know. So I was like, I'll buy some responsibly sourced chocolate. Is it going to stop me from buying the regular chocolate that I buy? No. But am I also going to buy good chocolate to support farmers that, are trying to change the world?
Yep.
Sure.
yeah, a
Sure.
buddy of
Why not?
mine that I went to high school with started a chocolate company called Oro, and he actually goes to I guess parts of the Philippines and they source the beans from there. So actually, the conquistadors actually came over from Spain and brought chocolate from like Brazil and Latin America and grew them in the Philippines. And that was
Oh,
a
that's
long
cool.
lost thing where it's only the locals did it. Now they're expanding. So I'm very excited about that.
But there you go. So Drew won't buy regular chocolate
And
anymore.
Drew,
I
fancy.
am addicted to some of the other
Well,
chocolates that are out there.
yeah, Kinder Surprises are still a big thing for me. Violet
Ugh.
Crumble, like certain
Like you
things.
get like
Ferrero Rocher, like for some reason, like I love
legit
that.
Kinders. Or like Toblerone because Germany.
Toblerones. But
Christian, you can
definitely
totally put your
biased.
own kids to work. That's totally okay. It's your kids.
It's your kids, man. And I think with
I think
child labor,
everybody has
it's
kids.
it's different kind of things. Like if a child needs to work to support their family, that makes sense. But if they're forced, I think child forced labor is kind of the thing that everyone's kind of anti.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So, yeah,
anyway.
so
So
that's
Bob Blair,
all that
1990 with some chocolate tastes amazing. I think sherry
chocolate with
whiskeys.
saffron.
Yeah, the saffron it's light and it's more in like the salts. So,
That's interesting.
but yeah,
All right.
loving it.
All right. I'm going to share something because I want to share weird things. Today's show is really just going to be a bunch of weird stuff. Charles's brain's fried from work. My brain is fried because I was studying for a test for literally like, I want to say like 6 months of my life that I needed to pass for work, whatever. So I'm going to show you guys something weird. So you're just going to have to look at it.
Yeah, go for it.
I just made this thing because I wanted it. I wanted it really badly. So basically, it's just a box. It's airproof, whatever. It's got little slots for Bavita packs, a space for 2 cigars, 2 glasses, a cutter, a lighter, and 4 sample bottles, which just makes it fun for if you're on the go and you want to take some
So
whiskey.
basically, a maybe cigar lounge type, or
Yeah, like all in one box.
you and your buddy going on somewhere and on a mountain somewhere or something like that.
Yeah, and it's like indestructible, so it's kind of nice. That way you don't have to worry about like because it's SKB, so it's
What's
indestructible like
and
Pelican.
what's funny is what it reminds me of is when I played rugby back in the day. Everyone traveled with a medical kit, and the medical kit had Jägermeister, vodka, shot glasses,
That's not a medical kit.
and I'm just like, that was the medical they brought around. It was hilarious, but yours is definitely more sophisticated in that sense. But
I just wanted to make it something that's like
go back,
fun
bring
but
it back.
functional. That's all. So yeah, so it did those things without spending $400 on an electronic vault. Um,
Yeah,
it
that
did
thing.
those things, and it's for me more versatile because it also incorporates whiskey better with 2 glasses that are well protected and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
just
So
thought it was fun.
did you make it? Did you get someone to make it? You want to plug them?
No,
What's the...
so there's a website where you can like make your own stuff.
Okay.
Where you can like design it yourself. So I just designed it. I measured the glasses, got to cut out, measured these, got to cut out, measured the Bovita packs and the space, cigars,
Mm-hmm.
just measured everything and then got it all set out and then went to them. You submit your plans. They just make any small corrections if it's not perfect for them. And then they make it for you and then they ship it to your house. And it was cool.
How much did that cost you? If you don't mind me asking.
$130, which
With
I
the
don't know.
Pelican case and that, or
That's custom design everything. That's this SKB case and everything. So yeah.
wow, that's not that bad.
So I thought yeah, exactly. So I didn't think it was bad. So I was like,
And you can
like
use it again. What kind of sample bottles did you put in there? Just random.
4 1-ounce sample bottles. So I actually haven't put any whiskey in them
Are
yet.
these
So
like I don't remember which is the bigger ones, or the smaller ones?
no, so it's the smaller ones. Yeah, the 1-ounce ones instead of the 2-ounce
Gotcha.
ones.
And then
Yeah,
does it hit
space was a premium.
did it hit the bottom of the
So no,
foam?
there's no. So there's foam on the bottom, there's foam on the top, there's foam
Perfect.
everywhere. So I don't know. I went ham with it because I just wanted something fun.
Yeah, if you
It's
guys are
waterproof. It's
curious,
got a purge valve.
yeah, let Wally know. He'll probably send you the plans.
Yeah, no. If anybody wants the plans for it, like it's fun to make. So
Awesome.
yeah,
I have nothing fancy like that.
yeah. That I just know I showed you, but I didn't show like I don't know. Just want to show everybody because it's fun. So just
Proud
something
of it.
good. I
I
am.
know.
I am a little proud of it. I mean, I had it made like 2 weeks, 4 weeks ago now. Dang, it's been a minute. Yeah,
Not
brain's
bad.
been fried.
Pretty good turnaround.
Yeah. And then news for
Yeah.
whiskey news. There are 3 bottles that I wanted to mention that are coming out. In case you guys didn't know, the first one everybody knows, Macallan edition number 6 is finally out. It got released first in the UK, which is where everybody already bought it up and it's sold out. And then the American release isn't for another 2 weeks. After I talked to my liquor store guy. Everybody seems to have the Glenmorangie, the new one, the Tokai, the taste of the cake. Yep. So that's coming out for me in a week. And then 2
That's
weeks from
weird.
now, the Macallan
Seems like
number 6.
everyone and their mother has one now.
Yeah, I don't understand how everybody has one already, but I think the official release date's not till October anyways. So I'm like, wait, what? So I'm really excited about that one because Tokai is super, super sweet and super, super good. We've talked about it here on the show before and the whole like provenance of Tokai. So yeah, so it should be really, really good. And I'm excited about that. And then the Macallan number 6, I'm not excited about at all. It's supposed to like talk about gillies, the lake, and fish. So I mean, if it tastes like ginger fish, I'm gonna be.
Oh, ginger.
I don't know. If it tastes like ginger fish, I'm gonna be.
So basically, more American. Oily?
Yeah, it's gonna
It's
be more
oily.
American for sure. Love note to ginger, and then what did Christian write?
Leaked.
Yeah, and then the third bottle that I know that's coming out that is kind of a secret, not a secret, but Alexander Murray & Co., their owner, Steve Lipp, posted some stories on his personal account. Yep. And there is a new, I know everybody liked the Kirkland 18 and the Kirkland 20 and the Kirkland 22. There is a new Kirkland 23 that will be coming. When I messaged him, he said by the end of October, he's trying to get it up by the holiday season.
Oh, awesome.
So if you're in Costco in November and they've got booze, obviously November, December, they'll have the Kirkland 23 year that will be out.
If they have hard liquor. Sadly, my state does not.
Correct. If they have hard liquor. He did not disclose which distillery it's from, but I kind of figured it out from his stories on Instagram because he was over there for his birthday. So, and it's funny because I wrote him that happy birthday, thing that I posted on my stories. Yep. And then he was like, okay, you said happy birthday. Do you want a free bottle? I was like, H to the no, man. I'm like, I'll buy some quality whiskey. I don't mind buying if it's good quality. And knowing where this comes from, I'm actually on the fence about it. So the other ones, like he's told me where the other ones, like his son told me where the 22 came from. And I was totally stoked and not surprised. But the 23, I'm on the fence.
In my head, I'm like, you should tell him like, hey, since you're over there, could you buy a bottle of a distillery instead?
He was celebrating his birthday.
No, but if he asked, just say, hey, actually, I want a distillery release of X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, Florida Costco get it. But yeah, no, I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
I wasn't gonna ask any favors.
I'm kind of sad that I don't get those because I think you mentioned, I think even Christian mentioned that they're pretty reasonably priced for how good they are. So.
Oh yeah, no, like the 22 from a distillery that everybody would pay a lot more. 22 was definitely $85. Yeah. And then DC's.
And that's kind of where I was like, so maybe next time if you buy one, let me know. Or toss it.
Yeah, when the 23 comes out, I'm sure I'll grab a couple bottles.
But it's just like, to be honest, I've been at this point where there's only a few bottles on my radar.
Dang.
And I've been focusing on other things, especially like work related or PC related and stuff like that, which
I mean, I've been focusing on cars, honestly. I really want to play that new game Among Us if we're talking about PC games.
We should do that.
We should play Among Us because it looks fun and it's only 200 meg. And have you seen gameplay?
Oh yeah, I watch it every night.
Basically, somebody's a murderer, and
I like everyone lying. It's basically real life. Yeah,
it's like Balderdash, but like But I've been focusing on that, and then cars. My brother wanted to do some mods on his cars. Nobody cares about cars today, but like we did lower control arms, lowering springs, and like some other stuff to his car. So I've just been working on car stuff.
I think just with us with how COVID is right now, like I'm surprised that Drew and the team are doing events, but I'm guessing it's 100% safe. But I'm a bit jealous too because like they have some amazing events down in Miami right now.
I have like 2 or 3 events coming up because I guess people are just getting back into it. So
so for me, it's social distancing is still a big thing. Not many people going out that much. So
I mean, movie theaters just opened up, and because
That's
nobody's
nuts.
going, I think it was adult tickets were $3 and kids tickets were 75 cents. I was like, "This is crazy."
It's like what,
I
the
haven't seen
50s?
prices like this since I was, like, in Florida in, like, '91. Those are regular
Seriously.
movie theater prices. I bet popcorn's still $65, but
Oh yeah, but it's permanent like. And technically, you can still bring your own food. They can't tell you not to bring your own food in there.
yeah, but movie theater popcorn's so good.
That butter, man. But yeah, no,
Yes.
like haven't really focused. But to be honest, I kind of want to downsize a little bit more. I actually want to try and adjust my room a bit. So I've been looking at bottles and seeing how worth it they are.
Oh,
So I'm at the point where
interesting.
maybe I'm gonna start asking if anyone's interested in some samples or like that. So I know I have a trunk full of samples right now that I need to get through. So hopefully I get through that, sterilize those bottles, and then fill them up with stuff and send people out to people.
Dang, Florida's in stage 3 already. Maryland is moving towards stage 3, but we have, like our numbers have been down for a billion years, and somehow I feel like things are quasi-normal again, but I feel like everybody's waiting for somebody to just be like, "It's cool, like, it's alright." Instead, we're, like, in this middle spot that doesn't make any sense. Like, you go to a restaurant, you don't wear a mask because 'cause you're outside. You get to the
Yeah.
door, you put your mask on. You get seated, you take your mask off. Like, so what was what am like, what am I wearing the mask for again? Just
Well,
to get to my seat?
it's to distance, right? So it's for distancing because
But
if
that's
you
the thing is,
sneeze,
like, the waiter or waitress will always have a mask on. So it's like and you're not gonna, like, blather in their face so that you're getting, particles all over
yeah.
them or whatever. So you can just talk to your phone because all the menus are on your phone now, which why weren't we doing this years ago? Where you just scan the
I
QR code on the
definitely,
table.
yeah,
It's
I
so
definitely think
nice.
it's accelerated that, and a lot of times it is like you sit down, you press what you want, you put what table number you are, and they bring it to you.
Yeah, that's what's really nice too, is a lot of the places you can order it through your phone at the place with the QR code, and then you're good to go. Then it's like, you don't need to talk to a person.
You think
So
bars are going to be that way? Like, hey, here's my cocktail. You don't want to see it anymore, or something like that?
I would be sad if bars were like that, only because there's so much, I'm gonna say panache. There's so
Connection
much
or
like show that happens at a bar when
yeah.
they're putting your drink together that it would just make me sad.
So I know the Loma Whiskey Library they actually bring a cocktail cart to you. So if it's a
Oh, do they
basically a
make it at your
mix,
table?
they make it at your table. So I can see things
Sick.
happen like that. Like he has a big slab, cold slab where they just put the drink in there. He has got his ice in there and everything. If it's a I don't. It's not. It's shaken drinks are done there too. It's a certain, they explained it to me too. It's like, oh, if it's a mixing glass or something, it's gonna be here. But if it's a different cocktail, it's over there. So I'm like,
Hmm.
you always kind of ask. Like a lot of people do
Depends on
ask
the
for the
ingredients.
photos. It's like, hey, is it gonna be mixed here or not? And a lot of them tell you. So I can see bars becoming that way because you got to think about it. Everyone's crowded around a bar trying to order a
Yeah,
drink, and
but everybody's also facing the same direction.
yeah, that means
So
that
as long as
the
they're not
bartender
like
gets a
talking,
bajillion spits in his face. Like,
yeah.
so.
I don't know how any of that will
Hey
go back
Drew,
to.
how is it like with bartenders down there, man, in Florida and Christian? Let us know. Oh yeah, you can't bounce off that sulf over his arm anymore.
Yeah.
But no, and then I'm seeing more and more like Wendy's doing these Zoom calls every Wednesday now. I'm seeing more and more of those kind of interactions, which is great. Um, but I think we're at that
I'm
ramp up again where brands are coming out and releasing stuff on Instagram. Are you noticing that too?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like I'm seeing a ramp up now of them trying to push more of their product. I think they're seeing things open up more now, so they want to get into
Yeah, and I think
places.
they're doing less of like what we were doing at first, which thank God, because like I'm not saying that everything wasn't crowded on Instagram when everyone was doing a live stream every 7 minutes, but like it was getting crowded.
Oh
Like,
yeah, my whole
and I
top
know I
bar.
only follow people who are like in the industry, so it's one thing, but like still, it just felt like nonstop collabs. I'm like, I get it if you're gonna be consistent and you were doing this for a minute, or like this is your normal thing. But for all these brands that were just like, well, our ambassadors are home and they're bored because they can't do it, so they might as well do something. Like,
I don't think the
do
ambassadors are
something.
bored. I think they were more like, "Hey, we're paying our ambassadors. Gotta do something."
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely sure that's more the way it was. But at the same time, it's like action for the sake of like what's the old saying? Like, don't ever confuse motion for action. Like, just because it's moving and just because you're doing something doesn't mean you're doing anything.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
No, it's interesting. But there was some big news. I think was it last week or a couple weeks ago where Tracy was named the first person for the Uncle Nearest and Jack
Yep,
collaboration
to
thing.
be the head distiller. She's like, yeah, she's in the running for
So
that.
like
Yeah,
that stuff. Like
that's
I think
exciting.
she's doing a lot of promotion right now on her page, which is great. She's kind of talking about bourbons and stuff. And
Reintroduce herself today.
yeah, no, I think it's pretty cool. Like that
That's
stuff.
exciting.
Like I'm behind. But when it was just like stream after stream of tastings and stuff like that, I'm like,
No,
guys,
see
like,
that stuff, like what Tracy's doing, that has a purpose. Like it's
yeah,
going in a
education,
direction and we
yeah.
can see it. It's an adventure. Let's hop on. But like when everybody's just like, let's do a live stream, like
Yeah.
this will earn your attention. Like, no, you're not. It's kind of
And I
annoying.
think a lot of those
It's
things need to be prepared, right? Like, hey, on this day, if you have any of our products, X, Y, and Z, age statement 1 to 3,
yeah,
whatever.
it would the Zoom calls would have made more sense
Yeah,
there
and
to me.
yeah, and that's where I think more and more people should start doing these. Even
Yeah.
people in our like influencer space are doing more of these things because it just makes sense. Like brands want to do that.
People in the influencer space should be using hashtag ad. That's all I'm saying.
Agreed. And not to jump on that part, but like one thing that I'm very curious on, and I hope more and more people talk about it. And I think we mentioned this, I think privately. Hudson's doing that whole rebrand relaunch. I'm seeing a lot of influencers talk about that now. And what's interesting, I never saw anyone reach out, and I was like, I finally had to reach out to understand what's the change. Is it just like with Bow Blair, where it was like, hey, we're moving the crazy year statements and going age, or is it like a whole new refresh of their brand with the fluid and the liquid inside? And they actually told me that it's actually for me personally, it's a good thing. The age statement has actually increased. So I personally have been very negative towards Hudson back, was it 3-4 years ago? I wasn't a big fan of their maple, and I think the only thing good was, I think it was their Baby Manhattan.
Yeah,
that was a premix thing.
Do you think there's been a boom of like bourbon Instagram accounts or whiskey based accounts? I'm afraid that a lot of new accounts that I see popping up because of boredom, like COVID. When you have people that, especially extroverted people, that need some kind of outlet and they need to interact with human beings and they need to like, people. I think a lot of them just hopped on this boat of like, let's create an Instagram for this thing that I like.
Let me be seen non-alcoholic or something.
Yeah, and I think I don't know. I think it's just like,
so Christian, from my point of view, I don't think there's a boom in bourbon IG accounts. I just feel as though that you may be looking at more or following new people that have a bourbon slant, which is then suggesting more bourbon stuff.
But he's making a good point though. Like, how many of those accounts are small though, where you're like, oh, this is the first 20 posts?
Oh, to be honest, so both people that we follow are totally different. You're more in the Scotch space. I'm more, I think I started off at bourbon and then moved to Scotch. So I didn't see that shift because a lot of the people I do follow were bourbon people.
Oh,
that's probably why.
And that creepy guy who, when people start following Scotch and Sniff, I just like click on their accounts and go look, and then I'll click on some pictures.
Lurker.
If it's whiskey related.
Yeah, no. For me, I don't see that big shift, but I do see. I think what Drew's kind of pushing or saying is the fact that I'm seeing more and more American whiskey accounts pushing more content in that space. I'm seeing more like visibility on certain brands now. Like I'm seeing a lot of advertisements for like Gay Distillery now and stuff like that, and
yeah, they've been pushing
Buffalo
a lot
Traces.
anyways.
Like I'm seeing even sponsored product ads.
Oh, okay.
So it seems like that thing is happening. I see a lot of Screwball too, which is really interesting.
Oh, they had a ton of Screwball at Costco today, and I was like, yeah, this is at Costco,
and
now?
it's like Screwball with Coke. It's kind of like the peanut butter and Coke
thing. Peanut butter Coke?
That's the commercial that I keep seeing over and over.
I kind of want to try it.
You don't? I kind of do. Like
I kind of want to try it because like I love Diet Coke and like I love peanut butter, but I've never once was I like, it'd be a good combo.
If you do try it, you gotta try it with normal Coke and Diet Coke because it tastes totally different.
No, I can't do it with regular.
No, but you gotta try. I'm not saying drink it. I'm just taste it. You gotta. But yeah. Moving away from Scotch to bourbon. Wow, Drew. That's interesting. I'm surprised that they're going the other way that most people go. Pricing. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Pricing.
Oh.
Is it the fact that they're just drinking that single malt?
Not all bourbon's cheap. Let's talk about it.
That's like the outlier. That's the 1%. But are they just drinking it bourbon straight, or are they actually mixing it? Because I can see people shifting from like, I don't want to drink just straight.
I do think a lot of people are getting into cocktails, but I think it's hard to miss. Like, it's COVID, you're bored, you have tons of booze. Like,
yeah, and
how do you keep it interesting? Neat's fun, but how do we keep it how to keep it fresh.
And I agree. It's kind of interesting how a lot of people are trying these cocktails and stuff like that, and they notice that the skill of the bartender is very huge. From like,
Oh yeah, abso-freaking-lutely. The first time you try to make your own simple syrup, you're like,
yeah.
I don't know how these bartenders do it. I want lavender syrup.
What's funny also is the fact that people are like don't know about bitters and stuff like that. And
Oh
they're like,
yeah, making your own bitters.
yeah, it's really interesting seeing people
magic.
like, oh, I'm just gonna remove the bitters because I don't like it, and you're like, oh, it's a totally different drink.
Yep,
Yes, it is.
it's all
But no,
magic.
it's definitely eye opening. I do feel as though that brands notice that this COVID's gonna last a lot longer than what people expected.
Yeah, I
So
think we all expected it to be done, and this feels like it's going to go on until at least January.
yeah, my work's saying mid next year.
My work is actually we're at 60% capacity, and we're reevaluating.
Lower it or increase it?
They're reevaluating to bring more people in the building
Oh.
by. They're gonna. I think they're announcing something like middle October,
I think
and then.
my company said there was too many, and we weren't even at
Oh really?
10%. Yeah.
Dang, we're at 60%, and they're like, we're trying to get everybody back in.
Well, then again, your type of job requires people to be physically there. Mine
Yes.
does not. So like a lot of us we work remotely, which is great.
That's.
So.
I mean, it sounds fun to me, but
Uh,
obviously,
to be honest, it's hit or miss. I don't know about you guys if any of you guys are working from home, but it is a struggle managing a family and work, and then being in the same spot. Like I know our buddy Jason,
I
like,
don't-
he does
yeah,
it all the
I don't like
time, but like that require special type of person.
yeah, I think your mindset has to be okay with the fact that like work is spilling over into your safe place.
And
But
plus,
everybody's
kids nowadays are
everybody's
learning from home, so that's even worse. Like people used to drop their kids off to school, and
yeah.
hey guys, let us know what you guys been doing with your COVID time. It is kind of weird, but
I don't blame you, Christian.
yeah, Christian's got some kids too, so like, but to be honest, like things like Whiskey Wednesdays, our show on Tuesdays, all these things are happening to kind of break through the monotony of it. Sadly, I wish I was buying more whiskey, but nothing's been appealing to me yet.
I mean, like I said, I'm buying the Glenmoe because it sounds great. I'm buying the Macallan because
You're going to,
I
yeah,
need to finish this stupid collection, and
and that's where
and
like, yeah, keep going.
Costco because I know it's gonna be good. So that's just what I'm telling everybody.
Yeah, for me, it's just a lot of people are like, oh, you have all these bottles. The reason why is because I was an idiot and I wanted to try as much as I could to try to figure out my palate.
That doesn't make you an idiot. It makes you a person who wants to know their palate well.
Yeah, and then once I figured it out, now I'm like half this collection. I'm like, damn, this is not.
Not my style.
Yeah, like so. This side over here is a lot of it's bourbon, and I'm not saying they're all one note wonders, but they're definitely skewed towards a certain note.
Yeah,
And I'm just like, I could pick anything blind and it'll probably taste very similar.
it's easier with bourbon though.
So I know I'm trying to dwindle that spot. And then, as like many of you guys, when you do open a bottle, it tastes amazing, and you're like, I don't want to finish this bottle because you're never gonna see it again.
It's the worst feeling.
And
Literally what I'm doing
a
right
lot
now.
of my Scotch malt whiskey sided bottles are like that, so I'm like, I'm never gonna have that again. So do I risk it? I don't know how you guys do it. Let me know if you guys have the same problem as we do. Do you guys always save bottles or not? I'd love to know that as well. So yeah.
Yeah. So
Anything else? Anything else, guys? Anything you guys want to say before we go? So this was just a big scatterbrain episode.
we're really talking to just Drew and Christian.
Yeah. I to be honest, I personally think.
Wait,
that...
I didn't even see that. What's that one above? Shakers and what? I don't even know who that person is.
Who?
Sneakers and bourbon? Does it say sneakers and no up? Like the
Sneakers and
seventh one
Scotch?
down. No, Scotch. Who's sneakers and who is that?
Sneakers and Scotch.
Sneakers and Scotch?
He's
I didn't even see that post. I would have said hello. Oh man, I feel bad.
Yeah, that's why he's not.
Feel
listening
bad,
anymore,
man. I know.
Sneakers. And just talk to sneakers, man. I did get the Travis Scott Cactus Jacks 2070s, and I did get the trash shoes. Man, I forgot these shoes.
Me too, because I don't know anything about shoes.
Yeah. Your brother would.
I know,
Brother.
he definitely would.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We apologize if it's something, but we have something very exciting next week. We're not going to spoil it, but very something.
Oh, yeah,
That
no,
will
that's
be
gonna be
fun.
good.
Gotta try something different, something new.
We're trying yeah, it's a new format. We can say new format. That's okay.
And make sure that Charles is not muted at the start, but maybe
Yeah.
I want him to.
I mean, you could literally watch the meter at the bottom.
Yeah, no, I muted myself because I coughed, and I never unmuted myself.
Ha
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, very very lucky to to get that 270. It's all right.
Oh, sneakers and scotch. That's exciting.
Yeah.
I've just never seen him in chat, so I was really excited. But I'm feel like a dum dum because I didn't see it in chat earlier, so I could say hi.
What a weird. All right. And on that note, if you guys want to play Among Us with us, or you want to play Call of Duty, let us know down below. I think a Scotch whiskey family group Among Us would be amazing, because I know a lot of us are liars because we lie about whiskey sometimes. Who do you think about first? That's the person we're talking about.
I'm definitely going to be losing this game, I guess.
And on that note, what do you say, buddy? Deuces, guys.